Hi guys, this is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, a connect dot, an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create, please consider supporting my work. All the links will be at the bottom of the description. Times are tough, and yeah, that. AllyKatCreations211.com is my portfolio. I've been updating it a little bit more frequently, putting paint and sip paintings up there, more drawings that I've done during my art career. A lot of stuff is up there. Pyramids, skulls, a lot of stuff. So go check that out. And if you're interested in purchasing anything, please email me. I do everything privately at the moment. And lastly, the 3D memberships, I have one tier only. Maybe on the yearly anniversary, I'll up it to four. But for the people who are helping me, I'm helping you. And channel members get channel member only videos and it's content, which is oracle readings, which when I do them in private can go up to $60. Depending how long and what you're looking for. So, but it's not a tarot card reading, it's just directional information that spirit I channel during the reading. You get your information that you need to heal, look at. Today, the topic was intuition and going inside and trusting yourself. A lot of that. And we're in a huge shift right now, paradigm consciousness is rising. So those of you who are not so much into the spiritual or the esoteric books, um, that's currently going on in the Schumann residence, it's a lot of energy, and you might not know what that is or how to explore it, but I'm here to navigate that with you. And I go live for a craft and sip, but also spiritual talk. And I go live on Fridays. And Friday, the last Friday of this month, I'm going to have a raffle. Due to me not getting paid until September, um, and all the other things that are happening in my life right now. I'll go into that in a minute. Um, I'm going to do small stuff for the meantime to raffle off like a little sign because price to ship is ridiculous. And yeah. So I do apologize. This is out late and I'm really tired. The last few days have been nerve-wracking and very depleting. Um Finally got the problem fixed. I have tree roots in my line, which I found out that I might need to change and replace all my pipes. But for the meantime, it's working. Um So I had no ability to flush a toilet or take a shower, and the little water that I could use to brush my teeth was what was happening the last 2 days. I had a humongous flood down here. It was huge, and it took me hours to clean up, and I still have a lot more cleaning to do. I also have termites and mold. So one thing at a time, I got the pipes cleared out today. Um, so my schedule's been off due to that. My sleep has been off because I'm cleaning and sucking things and bug zapping. It's a lot. So yeah, just life is being this usually happens right before a metamorphosis of extreme changes happen to me. Like everything collapses and breaks on my outside world. I'm trying to collapse in a beautiful, better life for myself. Let's hope I can get back to that vibration and feel it and want it and it comes. But in the meantime, because my energy's been so funky and I like to do what I do best is being a big baby, a big kid. Um, we're gonna paint chicken. because chicken. So little buck is gonna be on this canvas. So I'll always have a mini chicken. He, Mr. Chicken, helps me balance back my camera, which is not working. So hang on. There we go. It does that sometimes. But when I'm live, I wake people up. Chicken. Love chicken. And Miss Charlene made that for me, and thank you, Miss Charlene. She made it for the kids. And it's hard to see here, but I have a rubber ducky. I love rubber duckies. I know I don't own a Jeep. But rubber duckies is a theme, and we're gonna just do a kitty style. We're not going into that much detail. It's gonna be cute and adorable. Anybody could do this. It's just about shapes and how shapes are in shapes, pretty much, and using colors. What are rubber duckies and what is we're doing? We're not doing green chicken, we're doing chicken. So we got some yellow. I have to grab white. We got some macaroni and cheese. We got darker orange. Also have some light red. I yellow ochre, sand yellow. We're gonna get two types of blue, and then we have black for eyes, so we really don't need to focus too much on black. We can put it over here. I need white and blue, light blue. Um, so what are you going to need today? You need canvas. You don't have to put it on round canvas. I just pick what I have available. Um, as always, do what you have at what expense you have it at. Like I don't have it a steady income right now. I get what I get and I can't get upset because people donate things to me. So I use them. Use that whatever you have at your disposal in your house. If you don't have paint, you could do this in color pencil. The ideas are the same. If you are painting acrylic paints the way I'm going today, you're going to need a cup with paintbrushes in them. Any small, medium, flat, squared brushes, maybe some round. We're not doing too much in textural detail. Will be fine. But again, whatever you have, you can go to the dollar store and get a package of paintbrushes. They don't need to be $15 paintbrushes. I own those and I really don't like to use them often when I'm doing oil paintings. Um, you're going to want a palette, a piece of palette paper. It's over there. You can use the palette paper with the thumb if you like to hold things up. That's up to you. Most of the time when I'm working without trying to show you guys what I'm doing, I like to work in my lap. You always want to wear a smock. Acrylic does not come out of your clothing, by the way. So just be wary on that. Don't wear the nicest of clothes. Wear, jammies unless you're out at a place and you're watching me and you want to do it with a bunch of friends. You need a sip. So make sure you have a smock. You need some paper towels. And that's just to less dampen and clean your brushes. Today's sip is brought to you by coffee. I need it. Again, sorry this is late. I had every intentions of doing this early in the morning. But what have you, the guy came early. And it took about a good hour and a half to get that line cleared of tree roots. It was gross. What I got the other night out of my sewer was absolutely wrong. It didn't smell bad. It was just raunchy. So yeah, life happens. So I go with the flow. I like to flow. Um, I'm still debating. I have to see how this comes out when it comes to the background color. Duckie, I might be doing a beach scene behind Duckie, but we'll get there. Um, okay, because I'm like mathematically doing the mathing. We're gonna touch on both because the yellow and these paints are watery. We're gonna have to do multiple layers. I'm gonna start with the light colors first. Um, that way there's no bleed through. What I mean by bleed through is when you're painting wet on wet and you have a light color and you're doing dark, or you're doing dark and a light color, it can be bleeding through and you're seeing lines. And with acrylic, it's not fun. So I'm going to start off with my yellow. And this is tobacco, folks. If I could afford the patches, I would, but that's not happening. I'm going to put You're gonna do because I drew on this with pencil just to map out what I wanted. The yellow and the white, I'm gonna have to put a few layers because you're gonna see it. Um, that's just the ways of the world. This has Mod Podge on it. I didn't have water, and I went through and did it like a once rinse over because it is getting a little late around here. Messes me up. So what I'm doing right now is like a really nice white mixing with that really bright yellow. That's going to be really for highlighting. Take some of this yellow, mix it with mac and cheese. We're going to keep this on the cartoony side and not like realistic. That's a good color. So what I did was I made Mr. Duck. I'll fine tune this. I'm just doing some color. You're going to still see the pencil underneath the paint, so don't worry so much. The only thing you really don't want to touch is his little cheekies, which are going to be white. Maybe pink, we'll see. I'm one of those very indecisive artists. I want to get my base down. On Mr. Rubber Ducky. But I am going to take a smaller brush. Come in like that. Run his beaky. Hope everybody's having a happy summer. Mine's been, to be squarely honest, very stressful and defeating. Every artist has their own process of painting, so if you want to do it differently, you just want an idea, go for it. So we have a duck. So really, if you break down things into shapes, so if you drew yourself out like a half, like an imperfect circle, and you did a little bulge out, and then you did an oval with the little top, and you're putting circles in circle, circle, you got a head. And you could do a semicircle, and then you can draw in the wing. And then the feathers on the tushy could be anything. You could do it any shapes. Your ducky could be teal. Your ducky could be pink. Whatever you want your ducky. He's more of a golden yellow. Usually close, but it needs to be a little lighter. So do this over here. And the same, if you want to do a chicken, it's up to you. I need a chicken buck painting. Um, who knows? Maybe one day I'll do monkey butt. For those who watch my normal content, I need a smaller brush. That might work. No, this is good a practice for children. So I did like a large oval. I fattened the bottom of that oval out. You got two circles for eyes, and then you got the blacks of the eyes. And then for the beak, I made a circle. And I'll put more definition in there. Kind of looks like Homer Simpson. A smidgen. You know, when it comes to art, I always tell people to do what you recognize in shapes. Once you understand the shapes and what things make shapes with, it is way easier to start drawing, painting, all of that jazz. You can also get easels, like wooden easels. This one is a little bit more fancy. Usually when I go to vending events, if I'm doing showing a painting, I will put that up there because it has an adjustable back. But you can go to like I got my wooden ones at Five Below. Like so there you can find things cheap at the dollar store too. Some stuff, is a little more than $1. But making and creating art isn't that pricey. You don't need the big, insane $200 pencil set either. Like I have created birds really good, not the best, out of color pencils. Cheers. I'm gonna go back into Ducky. Actually, his beak. So I'm adding macaroni cheese and a little bit of yellow. We are gonna shade. You do want to kind of shade under the wing so it gives it dimensionality. I'm coming in with that nice yellow I was just making. I'm going to do the same thing for his face. We're going to sit this down and let it dry before we add white. And then we'll go in with the beak. And add a little bit there. Rubber ducky, here you are. Okay, well, I got the orange going. I'm gonna brush in there. I'm giving chicken some depth here. I don't know if anybody's getting DNA activated, but my ears are tuning into frequency. Woo! Just like the ducky, you could put your shadows and light areas wherever you would like. I mean, what's interesting that you could do with your kids, if your kids has, the kids' imaginations are amazing. If they draw something that's just like you can make it into a cartoon, that's awesome. Don't be afraid to tap into that and bring it to life. Take it back. So what I will say is let this dry for a little bit until we're going to go into the eyes, we're going to go into the tummy, we're going to go into the hair, and we're just going to keep layering it to add dimensional depth. Um, you'll know when it's dry, when it's not shiny. You see how it's shiny and some parts aren't? Like it needs to dry a little bit more. Um, so make sure you're sipping. Make sure you're chit-chatting. If you are by yourself and you're just going in the flow, put some music on. I can't do it for copyright reasons. Make sure you're playing really good music, whatever you jam out to, have fun with this. It's just being creative, being in the moment, being imaginative, being meditative, and just enjoying the process as it unfolds. Because you never know how it's going to turn out until it turns out. You can have a million images in your head and you just go with the flow. And I'll see you on the day. On the flip side. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Want to clean off your brush as best as you can. We want to fill in the white spaces here. And mind you, when I say cartoon, we're going to go over everything with black outline. So don't worry if you still see pencil marks. We're going to fill those in. And if we want, we can add some white highlights to the hair. And just brush in that white a little bit. Not so much, but it gives it some definition. There we go. And same with Mr. Buck Buck, Mr. Chicken. If you're doing Mr. Chicken. Like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm gonna come up and do some of the hair. The hair we're gonna because chicken has hair. We're gonna go in with some gray. We're gonna make some gray, but I want to make sure that we're not leaking canvas, meaning we're not seeing the canvas, that it's white, and I'm gonna fill that in. I might give him some crazy haircut. We'll see. So that's chicken. I'm just gonna pat this down. We're gonna go back into chicken beak with the orange. And we're gonna go back into Mr. Chicken. Do his beak upright. There we go. Now you can clean that off and let's get a first layer of dark blue. No, too big. You want a small, like a smaller squared brush. We're gonna do multiple layers because you're gonna see that's very watery. But Mr. Ducky should be dry. And if you go into Mr. Ducky, it's okay. I like to do the other, these canvases are gallery wrapped, which is the canvas wraps around the bar, the wood, holding the material in. To get your first layer of blue, we're going to flip that guy around. We're going to get our second layer of blue. You don't really necessarily have to clean off the paintbrush. And you're going to come in very carefully. Like I said, if it's okay because we're going to do a black outline around Mr. Duck. So if you paint into Mr. Duck, it's all right. Rubber ducky, you're the one. Make that time lots of fun. Um, for chicken, bok bok. I think I'm gonna do teal. I'm doing it. I'm gonna cut Mr. Chicken off over here. Be very careful. You might have to do this in stages. Definitely, because it has to dry. Do the best that you can by the wings. I'm gonna brush it out. We're gonna have to apply multiple coats to this, so don't get freaked out if it doesn't look phenomenal your first shot. Some paints are a lot more watered down than others. Some are very thick. But we got Bok Bok Chicken background nearly complete, but we have to have him rest and hang out over there. So make sure you're sipping. I'm still debating on the ducky background. Still debating. But we still have to go back in the blue. So wait for the blue and the turquoise, teal, viridian, whatever you want to call it, to dry. And we'll look at the eyes and see if we need fixing. We'll add some black and we'll add some background going on over here. So make sure you're sipping and I'll be back when that dries. All right, guys, you're going to go back in with the blue, the darker one first. I can't tell you guys how fantastic it is for the little things in life. And those little things is being able to flush a toilet without a tsunami happening. It's beautiful. And I'm allergic to bleach and I have to basically bleach. I do have to bleach. I could do vinegar, but that it's a horrible smell to get out of your house. Um, you have to bleach and then run back upstairs so it doesn't kill me. For those of you who don't know, I am allergic to chlorine. How do I know that? I was a lifeguard for almost 18 years and went into anaphylactic shock during lifeguard training. And the professional rescuers had no idea that I was going into shock. Go figure. I forgive them though, for they know not. I think I'm gonna do. I got a blue dot on the ducky right there. That's all right. Splish splash. That reminds me. I might have to actually chicken. Chicken! There it goes. We're gonna put him upside down. Okay, this bottom part is still drying, but we're gonna finish around Mr. Chicken's head over here. We're gonna leave his hairline. Fireworks. I don't know if you can guys can hear it, half of that. That's what they do for fun over here in Indiana. And most people just do it to, it's blowing money away, my opinion. But yeah, don't move here if you have PTSD to large sounds or dogs that can handle loud sounds. You're shaking with some crazy hair. You didn't do the hair yet. All right. Wait for that to dry. I'm still trying to figure out a color for that background. I was gonna do a beach, and now I'm not feeling the beach because of the colors of the duck. I don't know, I gotta think about it. But wait for that to dry. It should be really quick. And make sure you are sipping. See you in a little bit. Okay, I'm fixed on this, and I don't know why. Magenta, and the top part, like a light purple, we're gonna blend it. We're gonna start off at the bottom with the magenta. You could do whatever color you want in the background. You can make a beach scene. You can paint whatever you want. I'm indecisive today. I'm just going with the flow. The last few days, it's all I can do. So I almost had a nervous breakdown. And nervous breakdowns are not fun. And it's the only saving grace of my day was finding that I had purchased extra insurance on my water bill, and that covered the large amount of tree roots that were in my drain. Otherwise, I'd have been screwed. And that's not fun. So just like the turquoise, you're gonna have to go around and do another layer of this. It is so light. And yeah, I could add different textural viscosity stuff. That's just expensive. Not everybody's gonna know what to do and how to go about buying that stuff. So let's just do the simple stuff. There's a lot of different types of mediums that you can add to your paint to get a different look, texture. There's crackle. So your paint can look like a crackle effect. I'm putting purple up here, so I'm not focusing so much. Sometimes you'll have a paintbrush that sheds hair. Careful. You're like me. Now we're going to add our purple on top. The blue might be a little bit sticky, so just be careful. I was going to do seafoam green. I like that color too. But it's cartoony. I'm going to blend this better, but so far I'm liking it. This way. You guys get to see the pain of painting without the easel. Totally rocking it. That's still wet, so we're gonna wait for that to dry. I know it's a step and it's getting late, but guess what? I'm gonna keep pushing because that looks cute. I like it. So we're gonna wait for that to dry. We might add another layer of color depending how it dries, or just blend it in a little bit. Fireworks. We're gonna get more teal on here just to even it out. And then we're gonna add some black on Mr. Chicken and maybe some gray in the hair. So get ready. Make sure you are sipping and having fun. And I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys. It should be still gonna be wet, at least on my end. See, what we don't want is all these paint strokes. I just want to come in and fill that in. Some of that purple up here. And just like the turquoise, it's gonna take a bit to get like a flat color. But we're gonna get there. In the meantime, trying to figure how steady my hand is for black. Hang on. I'm back. I'm gonna take a small, not tiny brush. I'm gonna start on chicken. and try to do the best that I can to keep consistent lines and thickness. Now, it might not be consistent. But do the best that you can. He looks very Minion-esque. I'm holding my wrist to steady my hand because it's not completely on my desk. And it gives me nicer, cleaner lines. That's still sticky, so I'm going to avoid doing around. So now we're going to do the same with the duck. You guys can see. Oh, this is going to be hard. I'm glad I'm getting this on camera because this is how life has been going. Thankfully, chicken landed in a good position. We'll just bring chicken back up here. Bok bok. Hey, chicken. Hey, chicken. I'm gonna have to move my palette up here because I need steady hands for this. So I'm not going where the magenta is just yet. I'm going where the blue is. The blue should be dry. You can also use a paint pen um, to outline. That's up to you. It might be easier for some people to do a paint pen because there's more control. I'm also doing the waves. I have a fine scissor. This is where precision pays off, patience, going slow. I see breaths. How cute is he coming out? He's coming out cute. Okay, so Mr. Chicken Bok Bok, they can come back to him. Of course, I get paint all over me. That's just a thing around here. Dropping canvases and getting paint. I don't know if you guys are noticing light flickering, but I do. And if my spiritual friends out there noticing things, let me know. It's still wet. Mm. All right, well, that still is wet. Let's get the frame of the hair. We're gonna give chicken crazy hair. How's that? Oh, that's been good. So I'm just taking the paintbrush and like making a check mark kind of. The only thing we might have to do is like adjust the lineage by his head. But that's not a big deal. It's funny. And if you want to also on the chicken's tummy, you can come in and do a little shading. So it's not completely all white. It's hard to see from there, but I'll show you guys. This is hysterical. I can't even tell you how happy that makes me. We're gonna wait for this to dry. We're almost done, I promise. We're going to do more of the black with the finish the outline. We're almost dry on that. Make sure you're sipping. Hang in there, guys. We're halfway there. But we got chicken. How exciting. And Duckie's coming out so cute. So hang in there, guys. We're almost there. I might give Duckie a little bit of a mouth too. So, hey guys, we're almost there. And it's still a little wet. Put it on my smock. That's really wet over there. It's a duck. It's Mr. Duckie. I said we're going to give him a little mouth. Listen a little bit. Mr. Duck. That is still very wet, so we're going to leave him to dry. That's Mr. Chicken! This makes me smile so much because oh my God. It's so good. You gotta watch my lives, guys, to understand if you just watch me for painting. Watch one of my lives because it'll make sense. It'll make a lot of sense. The only thing I do want to add, make it plausible. Chicken, we're not. No, and they don't like those. That dark. All right. So we got chicken and Mr. Duck. I hope you guys enjoyed that paint and sip. I know I did. I had a lot of fun doing that. And that's all that matters at the end of the day is the smile, the gratification that you get from whatever you pump out, whatever you make. It has to make you smile, has to make you happy. Um, Anybody can do this. And it's just about having fun and getting out of your way for a little bit. And I know this absolutely helped me do that today. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye for now.